You have got to be happy sometimes for what's going on in life. You have to be able to thank yourself, pat yourself on the back sometimes, toot your own horn, get your microphone in front of you, and you know, be thankful, be happy, find ways to make you happy. Good afternoon. My name is David Knox, and I have MSA, multiple system atrophy. It's been about 4 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks since I posted a video. I put a few shorts on there, just to put something on there. Nothing of really substance or detail, but that's what today is. Today is going to be the update. It is September something, September 20th, and it's been almost coming up on that year mark. So October is when I was diagnosed of last year. So 11 months since diagnosis, and I've had this for 2 years and 7 months. So I want to give an update. Things are changing, both ways, good and bad. So, good news first. I do have a list here to keep on track. I hope it works this time. I'm not known for staying on track, but making very long videos. So we're going to try our best. The good news: I have met a very wonderful lady, Daisy, which you might see posting on Facebook and things. I'll start transferring things over to YouTube as well. She also has MSA, more C than A now. It's more C than P. It started off as P, now it's a combination, like a lot of us have. She is an author. She has, she's had it for more or less 5 years. So about 2 years, definitely 2 years longer than me. And she came up to me. She found me, and she said, "Hey, let's start a podcast." And believe it or not, I don't like talking to people, even though I talk all day for work. I don't like being around people and sharing feelings. And I'm like to myself, leave me alone. And it seemed interesting that somebody else was out there trying to do something. She's done things before. Don't get me wrong. She has her own podcast and a publisher. So we both agreed to create a podcast and try to have videos every week. And if you want to find us, I'll post a link in the description, but it's on Podbean, Podbean, Podbean. And the name of it's MSA Crusaders. So MSA Crusaders, just like it sounds. We have a Facebook page as well for posting things and questions, comments, chatting, things like that. So we're 2 episodes in it, and we're about to get our 3rd one this week. Very interesting. You don't have to worry about video editing for the most part, just audio, which is much easier. So the last couple of weeks, that's what really took me away from my videos, but it's not a negative thing. I can do both. I just wanted to make sure I tried my best, because still working and trying to create more content with audio is a little bit different. So, shout out to Daisy for moving us along and keeping us on track, because Lord knows it's definitely not by my 2 hands that we keep on track with some things. Backgrounds. So, also, it's been a week over stem cells, 1 month and 1 week. I'm not gonna lie to you. Have I noticed anything? There's times, I mentioned it kind of before, where I've told my wife and even my mom, I feel like there's times I'm walking firmer, stronger, more straight, not straighter, can't say that, more straight. But in totality, not yet. So I'm battling the decline in MSA while trying to have stem cells make up for it. So 1 month, they say up to 6 months, I'm still holding on. Some symptoms have gotten much worse for me, and maybe one thing like walking, a part of it has seemed to have gotten better, but not enough to where I'm going to say hallelujah and yes, praise the Lord and here we go, right? And not like that. So the jury is still out for stem cells, at least that version, that type of treatment for stem cells. Symptoms that have degraded. Well, my speech is quite different. And if I were to move the audio here, can I move you? Get this thing out of the way. I go to my videos, and let me get my mic out of the way so I can actually see the screen. Got a new boom. It works a lot better. So if you go back to one of my original videos,
I can't put words in my mouth.
Right.
But it came over time. It wasn't just like this.
We
You know
listen.
your body, and something's off. You gotta go say something. You gotta go see somebody. Okay. Clumsy.
You know, this video was a little sad when I was recording it. You know, lower quality, blah blah blah. But you notice the words are clear, concise, they're quick. It's
discoordination, impaired speech,
pretty normal.
The voice thing just started, and it only happened for a couple of days here and there, and it hasn't happened since.
Right. And when was this video done? This video was done 9 months ago.
Right. That's how most of my symptoms started, here and there. Sometimes I had no days of shaking or tremors, and I was like, wow, I woke up over the summer.
So speaking is pretty clear and concise. And then when I go to another video, this one was 1 month ago. So 8 months later from recording, 8 months later.
Strands where they affect.
We're just going to listen for a few seconds.
What they look like. An example of that would be, there's a lot of research that says,
notice my words. I'm sick, by the way. Notice my words are getting longer. Slurring them. That's what this is right now. I'm slurring the words. They're getting longer. Repeating myself, going back over myself, correcting for mistakes.
Says, it's just not alpha-synuclein protein that's the issue for Parkinson's MSA.
And you can hear the zzz and ahs and oohs. I'm elongating the ends and the beginnings and ends of words. The slurring is much more clear.
Eventually bodies and, things like that. But it's different strands and strains of alpha-synuclein protein.
Just saying alpha-synuclein protein right there, I slurred the middle of that. I kind of blended words together.
They're seeing different types of it at the beginning, like the programmer when it starts, and then at the end, it kind of looks the same.
Sound like a mumble rapper.
So when it starts, these strains are mutating into something else. They look different, but at the end, when you get your disease, you're full on, you tend to look the same.
And there goes the little stuttering through these things, right, through the words. So, that's another thing that's really hard to talk about. But if you look at the videos, night and day from 8 months ago, especially myself, looking back at myself, I can see it very clearly. And I got unified cameras, and I got one for my office just in case to see what the cat's doing. And I listen to myself on my speeches for work, and it's quite different how that works. So speech is taking a hit. Again, with anything, anxiety and stimulus doesn't help. There's times I'm sitting in front of my wife and I'm trying to move my mouth, and the words are not moving. The words are not coming out. I can't even formulate a word, let alone a sentence. So she knows. She stares at me, and I sit there for a second and shake my head, give her that look like, give me a second. And about 20 seconds later, I can postulate a sentence. I can form a sentence. So that's kind of how those words are going. Things like that. It's very, very interesting how these things are working out. And then writing is getting much more smaller and inaccurate. It's similar to Parkinson's. Not much to talk about on that one. Walking is getting rough, especially when it's dark or stimulus, anxiety, anything like that. Things really deteriorate to controlling. Let me show you a video here. So that bathroom break I'm going to stitch that out, but that was a bathroom break, which we'll talk about urinary here in a second. On here, I have a video I just did this afternoon of my tremors and walking. I've always had videos that spoke to you about tremors coming downstairs. Going up isn't that bad. Very strong, right? And I think that part might be because of stem cells. Again, I don't know. But vice versa, coming down, this is what we're up against. So if you watch the legs here, I pulled my shorts up a little bit so you can actually see the kneecaps and the legs. And just a absolute incredible amount of shaking top down. So, if we were to look at other videos since then, completely different how these things work out. Okay, the tremors are just, the tremors in my body and stuff don't seem terribly bad. I mean, they're not progressing on anything else. like the legs are. But of course, the legs started first. So when we don't react to levodopa or other medicines that give off dopamine, you can't control the fine motor skills like you see there. Okay. Blood pressure. I'm glad I went and got a new smartwatch, Galaxy Watch 6 Classic, because they give you good discounts when you trade in your old one. And I'm able, after calibration, I'm able to monitor my blood pressure. And I didn't think ahead to actually show it here, but my blood pressure for the entire day is always between. Well, if I had to make a median number, it would be 140 over 90 at the minimum. It doesn't really go any. The top number isn't horrible, but bottom number is getting a little bad. My wife would disagree with that. And then, the anytime I'm doing activity or I'm outside, it's hot, mowing grass, walking, whatever, including baths and showers, my blood pressure shoots up to 160, 170 over 110 over 120, 160, 70 over 110, 120. That's why I said when I used to stand up and stuff, my face would tingle. I lose my blood pressure and I'll hit the floor a few times, but good at catching myself now. So, it's a misconception out there that when you take hot showers and hot baths, that it raises your blood pressure. No. It constricts the blood vessels and blood pressure goes down. Always goes down. That's why you feel better when you take baths. Supposed to. So the fact that mine's shooting up is the opposite direction of what's supposed to happen for warm baths and showers. My taking a bath. I like hot baths. Don't get me wrong. I like warm or hot. The hotter the better. But when I take hot baths, I do it before and after, and my blood pressure on both sides will shoot up at least 20, 30 points. My low blood pressure might shoot up 40 or more points, and my upper blood pressure point will shoot up at least 20. So the lower number really reacts a lot more to warm water and showers and heat outside. When I'm in Miami or Dominican Republic, Europe, things like that. Yeah, there's a reason. And the other part of that too is I look over here. These are my feet looking down. I mean, these things are all red. And this is not after a shower. This is normal. Take during the day, taking off socks and shoes. And if I were to zoom into this, once you get just past the kneecap, it starts to get more considerably red and purplish as you get down there. I've noticed that on a few things here. These are things easier for me to see, but look at the ankle, how dark red / purplish that sucker's getting, and just go up towards the knee and towards the thigh. You don't see much at the kneecap thigh, but under the meniscus, you start to see it come in. And I've noticed that my hands are now starting to do what my feet do with discoloration. So remember, my feet started first with that I know of was symptoms, msa, and second was my hands. Besides ED, besides other things, besides erectile dysfunction and urinary that I know of, the feet were first, then hands. Guess what? Now my legs are almost entirely up to the knee, getting purple and dark red, and now my hands are doing the same thing. So, it's following a good course there, pretty consistent. Vision, I keep going like this to everything, and I don't know why. It's like my eyes are losing their sense of depth. I should be out here reading things. I don't. I have contacts. I'm blind without them, but I can read everything clear as day as far as I can put to paper. And whenever you see me looking at my phone or paperwork or anything, it's I don't know. I've never done that in my life until the last few months. Neck pain is intolerable. Again, I still feel like a whiplash all hours of the day, and my posture is much more forward than what it used to be. I'm trying to counteract that by paying attention and leaning back. But postural instability is a big part of not only Parkinson's, but msa too. My pain hurts like hell. I'm trying to separate this illness I have, this cold. It seems like with everything else, but my pain started before the cold. I'm getting some really, really horrible different. It went from shocking pains, random, to burning with a lighter pain, random. And now with the illness, because remember last time I got illness, it made everything worse. Yeah, I'm holding my wrist right now. You know if you notice that, it hurts. The shocking just it's gone now. But this shocking is for the birds. It hurts incredulously. I can't stand it. Could be worse, I guess, in hindsight. And the picture I have on here, I'm getting a bunch of pain. I sent that to my wife. She's like, "What hurts?" I said, "This." I don't know who, what, when, or where. It hurts. Sometimes it feels swollen. You know, I don't know what that is. You know, I haven't done that much research on it. But that's my new straight up symptom. That very localized pain. That's very unusual. All this other pain is hit and miss, hit and miss, hit and miss. So I guess I kind of understand it. But whatever is happening right there for me the last couple of weeks is terrible, absolutely terrible. My urinary, I just went to the bathroom. I spliced it out, and Saturday I was laying down and I got up. I took a little nap for an hour or two. And I got up and I had peed my pants thoroughly, soaking down to my ankles. I have no idea, and I haven't done that. Matter of fact, I just ran to the bathroom for the video because I couldn't. The last few days I've been losing control of. Normally I could hold it or get there in the urgent matter, but now it's coming whether I want it to or not. So even when I go to go pee or sit down, go pee, or whatever, to make it safe. So people don't talk about that. Not only do you get that urgency and lack of control with your urinary, but that applies to your GI, to going number two as well. And now I try to go to the bathroom and sit down because there's been times where I try to go pee, but number two comes out too because the body's not controlling the muscles, involuntary muscles and stuff like that. So it may sound funny and disgusting or whatever, but it's the truth. How many people talk about that? I'm not sure which one's going to come out first, and that's just a sad reality. The loss of your gastrointestinal areas. Especially the hands and feet, and all of these things. The anxiety hurts things a lot more. Anxiety, stress, stimulus. Me calling people on the phone. I had to go call my director the other day, just normal things, and I got so worked up. Anxiety. I was just sir, and I was trying to tell him like, "Hey, I'm okay." I don't know why this is happening, but going and asking for prescriptions, going up to the counter. I said this up before, and it's only getting worse. Anxiety is compounding my tremors and the symptoms you see and hear all the time. So it's one of the hard things to look away. I do have one more video, I think, real quick. So this is the last time it was warm enough to go swimming, which is summer still, but it's fall. And I don't know if I can zoom in on this at all. And the way it is, I would say probably not without downloading it. Yeah, so getting out of the pool, be careful because I'm still going to do things, whether my doctor wants me to or not. And fast forward a little bit here. Up and over. Gotta be careful. Here you go. Come down. And if you pay attention when I get on the grass, slowly but surely, I promise you. You can see the legs trying to give out coming down. It's funny to me. And I'm gonna want to fall sideways. Right? That's a triple, quadruple take. That is a absolutely great 1, 2, 3. Right? That's as close as you get to going overboard. So, you got to be careful with these things, but to get to that point where I'm wanting to fall, look at me leaning to the right. Look at me. Like this, how many people have angles of cameras at their houses like this I can show you? I'm turning right because I need to turn right to go to the stairs to my back porch. But as I'm turning right, it's exaggerated. And I'm trying to fall right. Look at this. I'm right, I'm right, and now I'm trying to get back left. Right there you go again. I gotta watch my steps. So, the symptoms are getting worse progressively, pretty quickly too. And I have a feeling whatever this is right here inside of me, below my rib cage, is either GI or whatever. I think it's GI. I got a thought about it, but I think the GI is starting to become a thing now. Before it was hit and miss. It was really hit and miss, and now it's rearing its ugly head. So that's all I wanted to say today. Obviously, 20 minutes is better than 40. But I'm gonna start posting quite a few more videos and get the information for our podcast and stuff that Daisy and I are contributing to and publishing. Still, though, if you enjoy these things, I appreciate you. Love you to death. There's nothing better than having someone to talk to on YouTube and other people to look back at my videos and compare and contrast. Right? Advocacy is everything. So, love you guys to death. I just ask that you share these things. Right? Of course, the more you like and share, the more YouTube algorithm catches it and shares it too. So if you guys want to see videos on anything else, or do I have this, do I have that, or what do you know about this, what do you know about that, let me know. I'm all for it. I got time. And I'll say the other last thing too is, I actually applied for work for ADA, reasonable disability accommodations, reasonable accommodations. Of course, I went to my doctor, and my doctor says, no more ladders for you. Darn that doctor. No more crawl spaces or crawling. No more lifting over 25 pounds. I didn't do that stuff at work anyway because my coworkers are great people, great company, great boss. They knew they didn't let me do that anyway. Then I fell at work the other day, which is kind of weird. Boy, I had to catch myself on that one. That was just things are progressing, right? And looking back, I'm pretty sure we're getting close to the end of working. I think we're at the end. I'll put another video, but my Adderall isn't keeping me going anymore. The sleeping medicine to sedate me isn't working hardly at all anymore. It's tough. It's tough to live, to keep going. I can feel bad for my wife because she's going through some stuff too, her own medical, and can't compare and contrast. Someone being anemic and someone has her brain and body, spinal cord are falling apart. But she at least she understands. From her own, unfortunately, from her own medical issues she's got going on too. That what it's like to be struggling, absolutely struggling. So, but still, though, we're in a good spot. We're both alive. We're happy. We're moving on. We're getting treatments for things. So, if you enjoyed this video, please share it, like it, subscribe for more. Send me comments, whatever you want to do. I love you guys to death, and thank you again with all my heart. I'll see you in the next video.